something to happen. There it goes.
Alright.
Come on. There we go.
What a strange night with all the lagginess.
You made it.
Internet. I think that reflex is good enough, right, Novardi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he needs 16.
So he takes half
Hey.
damage for 3.
Yep. And just in case I haven't declared it, I'll redeclare Piran style swift action.
Okay. Well, you guys never actually exited combat, so no reason to do so. But and this lady is cause feared. She's actually going to, and because she's not a face like Mook, just going to run to the other end of the ship and not jump off. No easy kill here. I think she has what, like one more round of running like that?
I should buy.
Might be something like a D4?
1d4 rounds. Oh, so she's got 2 more rounds. Very well, Sarissa, what would you like to do?
I'm going to stab the with the spear.
Okay. That will hit. I'm sorry, who was the target for that? You broke up slightly.
The guy next to me.
Yep, you're definitely going to stab him. He is now staggered. Kirill.
Are you factoring in the
Bard
Bard
song?
song?
No.
He is now unconscious. As you stab him in the back, he's like, I'm too pretty to die! And you hit him right in his, what's a good internal organ? Appendix.
Spleen.
Kidney?
Kirill.
Uncle, could you hold my post real quick, Uncle? I have to help Sifrig out of a jab.
Most definitely.
Alright. 10, 15. And stab, stab, stab.
Nice.
That's going to be a 23, but I'm pretty sure that hits. So that's 7 damage. Because I'm flanking and dirty fighter.
Yep. You
So dirty.
hit him from behind, and he goes down hard.
That was like a kidney punch.
Indeed. Sifrig.
I will holler at axe in your neck and smack the guy beside me. I do not have a flank, so this one. Nice.
That is
15
going
hit.
to connect and immediately knock him unconscious as well.
What about this one?
And then I'll take a knee.
She is
Oh.
set upon by the rest of the crew.
Oh.
There's
What is
no
that
one
move?
left on deck except for Wormwood pirates and surrendered pirates. And so
Feed her to the shark.
I wanted that pike.
you want to feed her to the sharks?
With the sharks. I like.
Okay,
What
so I guess Sarissa, if you'd like, you can go up there and 300 her if she's dying. You know, like kick her overboard while she's unconscious.
Finish her. Finish her.
Finish her.
Navardi says.
I take
Finish her.
her off the boat.
Yeah!
Everyone starts cheering really loudly. Even the captain is like, ah! I've never seen such lust for blood and death. 'Twill make a fine pirate one day, young lady.
And walk over and Siegfried his stick.
Interesting.
I am going to, before I forget, retrieve the note the falling crew member whispered.
I see. It's so funny that you were the one that ends up with it.
Let's see. I'm gonna retrieve my cutlass or my rapier from that corpse, because it's my rapier with my symbol.
Oh, I should probably write the whole thing out. I have in mind what it is, and I'm going to send it to you. So we're just going to take like a short minute-long break here while I write it out.
Navardi, after he collects the gold and note from the person, he goes to Sarissa and puts his hand, does a congratulatory pat on the back and says, "What you displayed in battle was amazing. You have my respect."
Okay. Yeah.
This was quite a fight.
Yep, well, that's a good one.
Carol, you did an amazing job of killing your foe. It seems that your expertise has risen since we last fought.
Indeed. Something about the salty sea air and our harrowing circumstances has driven me to improve myself.
And Sifrig, like always, battle seems to be your limelight. You have slain many foes today. I hope you take pride in what you do.
All right. Yeah,
Can't
Jeff will
zoom in here so that
thank Navardi.
people can read this.
Say that all of the team displayed great teamwork under stress, and we all worked very well together.
I am thankful for your aim. I landed on my feet without a problem.
How exactly do you answer that?
So Novardi, that's the note that you got when you searched that guy's cloak.
Oh.
What is it? Uncle? What does it say?
Can everyone make a sense motive check real quick? Since
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
definitely
Novardi is being
considering.
very suspicious.
I'm definitely considering not. I'm considering destroying it for sure.
Using inspiration. So that's a 17.
Not going to be enough.
23.
Sarissa, you get a definite read on Novardi. He is up to something very unusual for his character. You see like his hand is very white when he clutches this note and it's trembling, and looks like he has a murderous rage in his eyes.
Could it be Atticus Styles?
So what's your choice, Novardi?
I'm going to attempt to hide the note on my body without anybody looking.
Do you have sleight of hand?
I do not.
Okay, make a stealth check, and everyone around you can make an opposed perception.
Ooh, wait, yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty hard for you to pull this one off, Novardi. Those are some freaking good rolls. Oh, snap! He just put
I was
you guys
debating
in the
using inspiration
dumps.
for that too.
Too late. So, you guys are looking. Someone walks in between you and Novardi, and all of a sudden, his hands are empty.
Oh.
So,
Alright, whatever. I'm gonna go retrieve my rapier from that corpse.
The blood party begins. As all of the dead bodies are pushed overboard, the loot is collected from the Were-Tiger Shark Riders. Split 50-50. Captain Harrigan holds a meeting with his top officers and divvies up the plunder among the crew during the process, and you guys are treated to the finest food and drink of Rachadum.
Yay.
Illegally smuggled oranges, tastefully delightful duck, slaughtered camel, fresh camel. It's only about 10-15 days old, properly prepared. Camel jerky, camel meat pies. Basically anything involving a desert animal you will find in this, but mostly camels and oranges.
No falafel?
You know, I don't know what is in a falafel, so I will
It's
say
chickpeas.
yes.
It's chickpeas.
All right, Navardi, you briefly burn the note while no one is watching.
Ooh. The plot thickens.
Cutthroat Grok approaches each of you individually and awards you with a certain amount of money. All of you receive 150 gold pieces individually, which you should all add to yourselves.
You said 150?
Yes. You, as a group, receive 3 potions of Cure Moderate Wounds and a potion of Invisibility for taking the stern side of the boat and securing the boats in time. So to remind you, that's 3 potions of Cure Moderate Wounds and a potion of Invisibility. You are also each awarded an additional 100 gold pieces, individually. A Sifrig.
Wait. That's a total of 250?
So far, 250, yes.
Okay.
Sifrig is awarded an Amulet of Natural Armor +1 in a short ceremony with Captain Harrigan. As you killed the attacking soldier, Captain Harrigan also gives you his 3rd best sword, a +1 short sword. It is of fine craftsmanship, and you notice that there are dragons all up and down the hilt, and at the end of it there is like a orange tree at the hilt. It's very finely wrought. You're fairly certain this belonged to the captain of the Man's Promise.
You say that again. It has dragon.
It has dragons all up and down the scabbard, and the hilt is in the shape of an orange tree with oranges hanging off of it. And it is a +1 short sword.
Nice. Okay.
For each Rahadumi soldier that you have killed, you get an additional 25 gold pieces. So let me just add that up. You also killed the Rahadumi officer, so you'll get an additional 100. Actually, you did capture them alive, so you will get 200 instead. So you get 200, and then you add another 3, 9, 11 times 25 here.
So is that divided amongst all of us? Yeah.
Yes. So you will earn an additional 475 gold pieces divided among all of you.
That's 118 and 7 silver and 5 copper.
Before I like to get the money back for health potions.
You're gonna pay back Cutthroat Grok? I think that's what you said and you broke up.
I put forward the 150 when we bought the Cure Lights. I would like to get those paid before we divvy up treasure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pay back my loan of 300 gold.
So it sounds like you guys need a quartermaster among yourselves to pay for the things you purchased in the past.
Well, I've been keeping track of my loan. And I guess if we just do the straight divided by 4.
Well, we need to subtract 3 cure lights from that, which would be 150 from the total before
Okay.
before we divvy it up.
Are you sure that's 150? Yeah, wait, that does sound right.
Yeah, they're 50 apiece.
Okay.
Okay, so subtract 150 from 475. That's 325. Divide that by 4. 81, 2 silver, and 5 copper.
Quartermaster Pural's on it.
And so, did we receive personal wealth in addition to that?
250 gold pieces of personal wealth, yes.
Okay.
The Sifri received quite a bit additional wealth in the form of magical items.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pay off my 300 gold loan to Cutthroat Grok
Very well.
so I can have a clean ledger.
So what was our divided loot total now?
The gold was 81 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper.
Plus the 250.
Yeah, plus the 250 amongst yourselves.
Right. And I will also pay back my 150 loan. So
Okay, and
that's my remainder.
can Navardi pay back the gold he borrowed from me?
The 1? Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I pay that back, and my teeth grit as I look at Sifrig's new sword, and I say, I think I deserve that sword for all the hard work that I put forth today.
Oh, what were the stats on the magic growing stick?
You guys don't get that stick. That is given to the captain.
Yo! Of course the captain gets a magic growing stick.
Just in case you know, that's called a boarding pike of repelling.
Should have just let me feed her to the sharks.
You guys did feed her to the sharks.
Yes, but fast.
I don't know how you would attempt to hide an 8-foot-long glowing magical stick from the rest of the crew, but treasure on a pirate ship is of course all collected and then divvied out. So
Say, did we get any armor from the mooks? Anything masterwork?
all that is collected by the quartermaster and divvied up. Now, there is one thing to note. Some of you might remember that early on, a certain character received an item that was made of a special type of platinum that had inky black smoke within it.
I believe that was me.
The
It was a
amulet
ring.
of natural armor is a ring on a chain. The chain and the ring are both made of that same platinum material with black smoke throughout it.
Yeah, I have a ring of a snake eating its own tail made of rare platinum with black strands.
And who did you get that from?
I believe it was Atticus Styles.
It was not.
It was not. That's the answer to everything except
it was
this.
the other important person in your life. Your mother.
I neglected to get that part down in my
Indeed,
notes.
it's from your mother. It's an heirloom.
Wait a minute. So the chain on his amulet and my ring are made from the same
Materials. Yes.
weird... That is interesting.
Sifrig, I'm offering you all of my gold, all 330 gold pieces for that short sword.
Wow. That's tough.
Is there a knowledge minerals, Murray?
Knowledge engineering.
Out of
not
character, before I answer, do you have a an out of character specific, a mechanical reason you want the sword, or is this a strictly an in character thing?
Strictly in character.
Okay, because strictly in character, I don't think Sifrig is going to turn away a magic rule weapon for anything, because there's too many things that you have to have a magic weapon for. So besides, and he can explain it away easily. It'd be really hard to explain to the captain why he doesn't have the sword that the captain gave him.
So how are you phrasing this to Navardi, your rejection?
Sure. Navardi says, that weapon is way too small for a dwarf. I mean, you are
Mighty
strong. You are strength. You need your fists and big weapons. That weapon is an elven weapon. You don't need that. It would only ruin your reputation.
All those elves in Rahadun.
Sifrig will tell him, you find me a magical axe, and I will gladly give you this frilly little LV weapon.
May I have the LV weapon if I get you an axe?
You got to take that up with your uncle. He was first.
I think I could make more use of it, honestly.
Well, yeah, but in
like
character,
nice
Sifrig, somebody's already asked him to do something. He's not gonna. You know, you're more than welcome to it if we can replace it with another magic weapon that I can use.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, no, Navardi, not.
Yeah, Navardi has first dibs.
All right. Wanted a rapier anyway. Now, question.
Navardi grits his teeth and says, I will have that sword, but I will get that weapon first that you desire.
Very well.
Now, question. Can we get our current weapons masterworked? Like, can we take it to Cutthroat Grok and say, make it better?
Nope.
Put 300 gold on the table and say, make it better?
It has to be forged by hand.
I think masterwork has to be new.
Yep.
Can we keep the same handle, though? Because
get a
I'm thinking...
masterwork transformation sword. It's a spell that turns a weapon into masterwork. Again, something you would need to do while not on a ship.
Well, not on a ship. Gotcha.
So you guys all ready to move forward with the celebration?
Sure.
Yeah.
Celebrate, good times, come on.
So I'm gonna go left to right
Wow.
on my Skype. So Sarissa, how do you celebrate 36 hours of no work, unlimited food, water, and alcohol of the highest Rahadumi cuisine?
I get slightly drunk and chat up peppery party.
Interesting. Okay. Indeed. Kirill, how do you spend your 36 hours?
My 36 hours? I think I'm going to be chatting up all the friendly pirates. You know, Sindara Quinn, my buddy Andros Krupp. Enjoying not rum, other alcoholic beverages.
I'm going to actually ask a favor from Kirill.
What is it, Uncle?
Sarissa is been known to make a lot of friends and also pit friends against enemies. She is, while you were away a while back, she was asking us to, let's just say, make star-crossed lovers even more angry at each other. She has been in pursuit of stealing certain crewmates' underpants in order to...
Are you referring to Conchabar and the other halfling, Rosie? Sorry? I did not catch that, Lorraine.
That they say nothing about any of the underwear stealing plot in character.
That's true.
Okay.
You guys weren't there for that.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I asked you
Okay.
to steal some gold for me. That's all. In the lockers while everyone's partying.
All right. Which locker do you want me to steal from? Who are we stealing?
The only person on our naughty list is, well,
Plug, Scourge, Longfire. Well, they're all.
So the officers
Yeah,
have
they're
their
all-
own quarters, who you've been told are all trapped.
Ah, but I have my tools.
you have your tools. So Mr. Plug made us work the bilge. So I think that he should be the first target. He made us work in places we hate the most.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Okay, so Kirill spends his time casing the joint in between food and drink. Sifrig, how do you spend your merriment?
Are there any dwarf women on board?
You know, there are not. They're not. There are a number of fine
well, then
gnome women.
he'll proceed to waste whatever money he needs to getting rip roaring drunk.
None. Because you're drinking
None.
the whole perishable section of the Man's Promise, which is primarily a food hauler that was also carrying messages and a shipment of gold. Alright, Novardi, what are you doing with your break?
Do I have the necessary? I mean, my equipment had like a scroll, stuff like that, ink. Is it possible to scribe scrolls during this 36 hours? Because I have the feat scribe scroll.
I don't think so. And I'm going to tell you why. It's going to be loud, it's going to be noisy, and you're not going to have an environment where someone's not constantly telling you to drink. This
So
is
it's basically
basically a frat party
studying-
across
yeah.
2 ships.
Yeah, it's like I've got midterms, but you're at a frat house, and it's All right.
So you attempt to make some headway, and then at dawn, you guys hear ship's bells calling you to assemble upon the deck of the Wormwood. We're gonna hop back over there. Good old Wormwood. I'm just gonna leave your tokens as is because you would have well healed. Captain Harrigan parades all of the ship's officers and crew members from the Man's Promise on the port side of the ship. He addresses the captives, offering a place on the Wormwood's crew to any who throw their lot in with pirates. Selva Rahadumi step forward. Master Scourge cuts their bonds, and they all look very grateful toward Master Scourge. Harrigan then turns to address the Wormwood's crew. Arr! All right, you scurvy tars. You done a right good job by me. We've a second ship now, and she's quite a prize from the look of her. But I still have but one crew. So here's the plan. The Wormwood will sail to our planned destination with our new shipmates here. Well, Mr. Plug will pick a skeleton crew to sail the Man's Promise to Port Peril, where she'll be worth a pretty penny a salvage. As for these fine fellow here, Harrigan gestures towards the remainder of the captured ship's crew, some of them will no doubt be worth a hefty ransom from their families back in Azir. For the rest, it'll be the life of the pirate, and if not that, they can spend the rest of their lives at sea. To make his point, Harrigan grabs one of the Rahadumi officers, lifts her up by her throat with one hand, and throws her overboard, to the cheers and laughs of the Wormwood's crew. The unfortunate woman quickly sinks beneath the waves. The rest of the sailors immediately scrambled to swear loyalty lifelong to Harrigan. The officers are led below decks, and the crew disperse to begin their daily task. In the process, Mr. Plug, Master Scourge, and 8 Rahadumi sailors surround the 4 of you. And Mr. Plug turns to Master Scourge and says, Aye, Master Scourge! I happen to be needing quite a crew to keep my bilge working on the Man's Promise. Is there any here who we might bring aboard? And Master Scourge goes, "Ah, I believe so, Captain Plug. Why, I heard just the other day that Sifrig, Novardi, and Squirrels were all looking to get in better physical shape. Har, 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 har." And all the pirates begin laughing. And Mr. Plug goes, "Ah, but wait! I'm going to need someone to swab me deck." He turns and looks towards Sarissa and says, "You'll do. Ha ha ha. You're with me from now on, girl."
What is this?
So, all of you and all of the Wormwood's original crew, everyone you know, except for Kip, who is being held on the ship by Peppery for medical treatment, are all being taken to the Man's Promise. You are also joined by 8 new sailors who are all completely loyal to Master Scourge and Mr. Plug. Sorry,
Yeah.
Captain Plug. The names of these new brave soldiers I shall now put into the documentation, hopefully not ruining it. Oh, that ruined it for sure.
Wow.
Too big.
Hey, Lorraine, I apologize. I thought that was in character last session. Now, but I definitely made a mistake there.
So, the names of the new soldiers are Snake Breath Enrico, Poop Deck Doris, Tennis Elbow Iggy, Pantin Skylar Screed, Noseless Booker Straw, a woman named Francais Fancy Pants, Frizzled Pizzled, and Red Ached Ashram, who is of course named for his constant catching of the horse disease, Red Ache.
Well,
So you're given 10 minutes to gather up everything you own, say goodbye to anyone that you'll miss. Of course,
Well.
on deck is Cutthroat Grok, who gives you all hugs, reminds you to all pay her back right now. Try not to get into any fights, and don't let Mr. Plug kill you in the middle of the night. So she's very motherly about it. She even prepared you lunches. In
So
toilet paper
Sandara
bags.
Quinn is coming with us.
She is.
Awesome.
Ambrose Croup, Conchabar Shortstone, Rosie Cuswell, Sandara Quinn, and the rest of the Wormwood's original crew, including Owlbear. All of the officers except for Mr. Captain Plug, sorry, I'm going to have to get used to that, and Master Scourge, who is now first mate with the Man's Promise, are staying on board the Wormwood. The Wormwood is now being crewed by former Man's Promise sailors. So, is there anyone on the officers that you'd like to talk to in your 10 minutes before you go? Anything you'd like to say to Cutthroat Grok? Any debts you'd like to pay back before she cuts something valuable off of you?
Well, I still
already,
have 50, so I pay mine back.
I already paid mine back.
And I fondly bid her farewell. She has been full in teaching us how to survive on ship, and hopefully we will see her after we make it to port whatever.
Indeed. So for those that were asking in the chat, those names were generated using a pirate name generator by putting in the name of everyone that's on this stream, and also 3 additional people that you normally play at my tables. So those names are the pirate names of everyone here. And just in case you're wondering, I am in fact Snake Breath Enrico.
Yay.
I can't help but feel that one of them needs to be named Kit the Pirate.
Oh no, there's no cats here. Not yet, anyway. There was a Cat the Pirate, you'd think he'd be the captain of a ship. Anyone else? No? No? You don't think so? You think he's the owlbear hartshorn of another ship? Chained to a mast?
No, I'm just saying more in the, Mr. Scourge role than as a captain.
Okay. have to
Love
think
you,
about
Cat.
that.
Don't kill me.
He actually doesn't watch the Skulls and Shackles. You should harass him about it on Tuesday. He should be watching Skulls and Shackles because he's run it twice now. So everyone's paid up. Everyone's ready to head over to the next ship then?
Yeah, I'm going to thank Conchabar for his
Conchabar's coming with
performance.
you.
Oh, he's coming with us.
Yep.
Okay, my bad. Who's not coming with us then? Just the
officers who hate us, pretty
Okay.
much.
Cutthroat Grok isn't coming with you.
and Grok. But Grok likes us.
Okay.
So, how are we getting back to the Wormwood after we get done with Port Peril?
You're all meeting up in Port Peril.
Oh, okay. They're
Your
having
ship's
fun
damaged,
pirating.
so it's going to go slower.
Gotcha.
Not if I can fix it.
Yeah, you could both probably fix it.
So,
Are we alone?
sure, if you want to be alone when you head over to the ship, sure. Is there something
Well-
secret you need to talk about?
Yeah, to the rest of the party, I guess.
Very well.
I mean, we seriously have... We probably should accelerate our plans. Shouldn't we?
What are your plans that need accelerating?
Well-
We had.
Should we tell them, Uncle?
Go right ahead. You have my faith.
Talking to
Well-
the mute again.
Well, we all agree. Scourge is... We all agree that Scourge and Plugs are a bit of a scourge.
I assume you mean
Yes?
Captain Plug.
Captain Plug. Well, yes.
You could be keelhauled for just calling him Plug. If someone
Well-
was over here.
I'm calling him a scourge.
Oh, okay.
Plug's a scourge and Scourge... Never mind. But this seems like an excellent opportunity for us. Or an opportunity in disguise. How about we continue doing what we're doing, and once we have enough people on our side, maybe we can... Sorry, can I make a perception check to notice if there's anybody looking over my shoulder?
Oh, you're gonna do that now. I see. Didn't bother with a stealth check either. Go ahead.
Well, I asked if we were alone.
Oh, alone, sure. Make your perception check. Go ahead. There's no one currently looking like they're carrying what you do particularly. I mean, you've got about 2 or 3 minutes before you're supposed to launch off of the Wormwood. So you're just
Anyway.
standing there while pirates are going below decks with sea chests.
Anyway, I was curious on all your thoughts on the matter.
Well, share plans. I'd like to know more about that artifact.
Okay, this lag is seriously putting a hamper on our communications.
You lagged out during that, right? Ah, you want to know about the contents of that letter, eh? Oh, Novardi, what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm curious as well.
That letter was something deeply personal in matter, and I care not to discuss it.
Absolutely no one needs to make a sense motive check to understand that it would be freaking weird for a dying man to hand him a personal letter.
Nah, I'm not going to use
You don't
inspiration
know
for
how
that.
close you are, actually, Sarissa. Not quite, but close. So, Novardi, what do
No
you
one
have to
else
say
is-
to yourself?
I said it was a deeply personal matter, and I care not to discuss it.
Okay. Anyone have anything else they'd like to do?
No, it's clear that my uncle won't open up to me, his nephew, who we've been through thick and thin through. But been through thick and thin with, etc.
Do you feel hurt by this?
A little bit. He's supposed to be my confidant. We're supposed to, like,
How can you
talk.
plan a mutiny together when you can't even trust this guy to pass the letter? Awfully
Exactly.
suspicious.
Exactly. I gotta
All right.
gotta trust the people I'm mutinying with.
So, instead of you guys getting a tour of the ship, you're simply put immediately to work, doing the jobs that you hate.
I still don't know what my job is. Bilging?
Bilging.
Bilging. It's bilging.
Yeah.
It's always bilging.
Yeah, it's always building. It's all us.
So, the DC to avoid fatigue from any tasks that have it increases by 2, and if the task didn't originally have a fatigue check, it now does, as you're working almost twice as hard to do the work to man this much larger ship with half the crew it needs. Let's see here. At night, the sails of the Wormwood disappear over the horizon, and as they do, Captain Plug informs you he does not believe in crew entertainment or rum rations, and anyone caught on deck between dusk and dawn is to be given 6 lashes with the cat, and all punishments for failure to work or any punishment at all are now done with the cat rather than the lash.
Nice.
Things
Well.
just got very hard.
I have so got to kill this guy.
Yep. I think we're all in agreement.
Let me pull up my ship's tasks here. So in addition, you can no longer perform nightly tasks. You can only perform daytime tasks. So who would like to go first with their first day of work?
I will.
All right, you're in the bilges. You will need to make a strength check.
I will work diligently if I can.
Indeed. Nope, you are assigned to 6 lashes of the cat for failure. Must make a constitution check. Okay, at least you won't be fatigued for it. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay, you're manning the bilges.
Remind me what the bilges
Straight up
check
strength
is.
check.
Strength and then constitution. So, if you'll remember, the Wormwood had an occasional spider that ran through the bilges. The man's promise was a ship filled with food, and so inside are rodents of unusual size that run around. They even appear to cling upside down to the ceiling and occasionally poop on you guys while you're working. Yes,
I don't
they
believe
are
they exist.
ROUSs. They definitely
I don't-
exist.
I don't think they exist.
They're-
Well, now I've been proven wrong.
They're advanced dire rats. Alright. You make your strength check and your con check, Siegfried.
Alright, my turn.
Yep.
Strength check. Inspiration?
Still
12?
not good enough.
Shit.
You sure it's a 12? It looks like an 11.
Okay, it's 11. Sorry.
Not good enough. And you'll need to
Not
make a con
good.
check.
Well, at least I won't be fatigued.
So let me ask, Kirill, what is your daytime action, since we didn't cover that?
I'm going to work diligently.
Then you
So,
will fail.
yep.
Okay, Sarissa, what would you like to do?
I'm scrubbing the decks again,
You are
or
scrubbing the
have I
decks
been
with the
put in
Holy
the
Stone.
bilges?
No, they thought that you hated scrubbing the decks. So you're deck scrubbing.
Okay, con check.
Let's see here. It is a con check. You will succeed. You now need to make another con check to see if you're fatigued. Oh, nope, that's built in. Okay, you're good. You're fine. What would you like your
And then
daytime
I
task?
am going to go and start socializing on my new minions.
Missy?
Is there really
Director
any
approach.
question what I'm doing here?
They're all hostile.
Edie. Yeah.
I must
Eeny,
say,
meeny,
you're coming
miny,
through
moe.
so much better.
And they're all
I-
Rahadumi.
I have
So,
changed absolutely nothing on my end.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Ashram because I like his name.
Red Egg Ashram. So he scratches at his crotch all day. You can see.
Does he happen to have a blonde girl, an elf?
Yes, that is in fact who Fancy is. Right?
Mm.
That's who Francie Pants is a very dark-skinned elf with blonde hair.
oh,
Ashram.
Yeah. What do you want?
I can't.
I'm really busy. So 17, you approach him and you're talking to him, and he's like, "Listen, I got the red ink right now, and all I want to do is get the nasty on. So unless you want to get the nasty on with me, you better move along." Start scratching at his crotch.
Oh.
You know what? Don't even bother. We can. No.
So, in the middle of the night, all four of you are awakened by Sandara Quinn.
Hello.
Sandara is like, "Come over here, quickly." And you
Of
find
course.
yourself in a huddle with Sandara Quinn, Ambrose Croup, Conchabar, Albert, Slippery Sill, Rosie Cuswell, and they all begin telling you their concerns because all of them were press ganged. And they have no idea what's going to happen to them when they reach Port Peril. Will they be allowed to go back to their normal lives? Will they stay on as pirates? And they tell you that there was a rumor in the night among some of the more hostile crew members that Captain Plug is going to claim the man's promise for himself and establish himself as a pirate captain in his own right.
Which would
Well, we
be
can't
bad
let him-
news for us.
And
We can't let him do that.
Sandara Quinn tells you that Besmara has given her a vision that Captain Plug is going to change course in the morning, and he's going to start sailing northwest, away from Blood Cove, toward the Shackles. She tells you to keep an eye out, a weather eye out, while you are working. And of course she's saying that to Sarissa because the rest of you are stuck below deck.
Well, what should be our worst case scenario? What do we do then?
So
Just looking
Rosie
at options.
Cuswell starts cussing up a storm, and she says, "I think we should gather up a force to mutiny on them folk. We should take a couple days, we should do it right, make sure who's on what side, and we should stab them to death. It'll make a pretty good folk song."
I kind of elbow Sarissa as like, I think we're way ahead of you. We're way ahead of you.
Question is,
Stabbing folks while they're asleep is my specialty.
Is it? I thought it was. Well, yeah,
You've
never
been
in their
told and what
sleep.
actually happened are two different things.
Never stabbed anyone in their sleep before. Should be interesting.
Sarissa's doing it again. I think Sarissa might be winning the popularity poll this time around. Of course, we know it's because she's about to go to business here.
Yep.
So, do you guys have any timetable you would like to share with your allies? Any thoughts? Any plans that you would like to share?
What do we have as far as weapons, resources? Are there any ship stores like what we had at the old place
So,
where we can get healing potions, etc.?
you can no longer get those. Master Scourge is the new quartermaster, and he is not handing anything out to any crew members. The best you can hope for is picking up ropes and daggers alongside the ship, because they're everywhere.
Too?
What?
I did not understand a word of that, I'm afraid.
Do we want to see if Lorraine can start the call and we can join her?
That's an interesting
it's a-
thought.
I think it might be a little.
You
break
could
in-
attempt to
Ooh,
break
yeah.
into the storeroom, but you'd
Hello.
have to do it during your daytime sneak around checks. Unless your plan is to, start your mutiny off by breaking into the storeroom. Your allies are everyone on the ship who is currently helpful towards you. Just the people that were giving their concerns to you were the ones that were in the circle.
Are there enemies other than the 8 noobs? And
Well, Scourge
Plug.
and Plug. Captain Plug.
so it's just the 8 noobs, Scourge, and Plug.
I like how you call them noobs.
Well,
Let's see
they're
how that
noobs.
works.
This is in character, by the way.
Yeah, that was in character.
This is all in character.
So, meat to the slaughter is what Sarissa just said. Oh, boy.
I like her. Yeah, I could break into the storeroom easily enough, assuming I don't raise any alarms by failing at my bilging duties.
When you are on deck during the day, Sarissa, you can take one of your daytime ship actions to do a survival or knowledge geography check to determine what direction you're heading or where you are in that order.
You know, we could ask one of the others who is above deck. Sindara, you're above deck, aren't you?
She says, oh yes, Captain Plug likes to keep me as close to him as possible. Unfortunately, Bismara has not graced me with the ability to discern my location quite yet.
Ah. 'Tis unfortunate.
But with the coast
Who else
to
is
our
a-
east, I believe we are heading north.
Who else is above deck?
Quite a few people. Unfortunately, none of them have any. They're all press gang, so they weren't consummate sailors.
Well, I have geography,
Would you like to make a geography check?
so I can make it on my check during the day.
You can make your check right now to know where you were when you started your journey.
Okay.
Chum
Well,
Chum.
we will.
Chum
do that.
Chum.
Sounds like a good spell. Summon were tiger sea shark riders.
Wow. Unfortunately, it is not all that great because, as we discussed earlier, I'm not actually trained.
Well,
I
you
mean,
are
not
trained.
actually. It's not a skill,
It's not a class skill.
not a class skill. I cannot say that to save my life tonight. Not a class skill, even though I am trained. How's that?
Oh.
So
There
even
you
without
go.
a map, you know yourself to be south of the Shackles. You were probably heading northeast towards Blood Cove.
Okay.
So with
One
that
thing's for sure.
knowledge, the whole coast of Mwangi Expanse should be in a certain direction, which you can tell Sarissa, kind of
Okay.
how many points off of the bow and stern it should appear at.
Okay, I'll share with her.
You guys have anything else you'd like to do while you're mutiny planning?
Well, as far as timetables are concerned, I think we need to act before he lands wherever he does. We have to take the initiative on this.
Yeah, because if we land, we're going to be
Who knows what reinforcements he has waiting
right.
for us.
I mean, you could have friends.
Do we want to take him alive?
Not really.
Nah.
I was thinking it would
You'd
be
have
more
a real
fun.
good story for Captain.
If you guys can concentrate on Captain Plug and Master Scourge, I can attempt to put the others to sleep.
You could attempt to poison their food somehow, Sarissa. Certainly. They don't have Kulki with them.
Or I could poison their food. I can never accidentally poison myself when I'm poisoning things.
Weren't some of them addicted to grog? We did that before.
Quite a few crew members were addicted to grog, yes.
We could purify the grog barrels. All of them.
I want to point out that there is no more evening grog. Evening
then they're gonna be
activities are
fatigued.
gone. All of the crew are currently getting sick because there are no
Right.
rum rations. Even
So they're gonna
Krupp
be
is
sick.
getting it.
Oh, well, that's good. That helps us.
Why is it good for
No, it
Krupp to
doesn't.
get it?
No, it isn't.
I think you guys are a distance from leveling. I will check exactly how far. Let's see, you need 3,000 EXP to go from one level to the next. You're slightly more than halfway by the end of this session.
Yeah, get my hands on some poison or a way to make poison. And I could poison their food.
So I should note, Sandara Quinn has offered to create food and water for the crew, and instead, because he's worried about it being poisoned quite publicly, he backhands Sandara Quinn and indicates they will only eat fresh food and fresh water, nothing magical, nothing poisoned, and has Sandara begin tasting all of his food.
Oh, when did this happen? Jeez.
It'll happen in the morning is when it's going to be announced.
Right, old pirate superstitions.
Yeah.
They did a good job of preparing him for this. Adam, are you being attacked by something?
Laundry machines?
Interesting.
Yeah, give me an
Do you hear something?
Yeah, I think so. It's going in and out now. It was a lot louder earlier.
But yeah, give me an opening, and I could probably break into the storeroom and grab whatever I can. Probably. Most likely. Sleight of hand, no. But stealth, yes. I did put a point in the stealth. My disable device is also looking pretty nice.
So before you get around to that, I should note, this ship has been stripped of almost all its supplies. The storeroom only has what they need to make the voyage to Point Peril.
So no extra weapons.
Oh, there's plenty of extra